It happens day in and day out on the GTA's roads and highways. A turf war battle involving Ontario's tow truck industry. It all starts with a fight to clear collision scenes and sometimes scam drivers out of serious money. All that has escalated into criminal activity, now out of control. 4 different tow trucks on the scene of a collision, all before police arrive. Already, the wife of one of the operators is in the passenger seat of the car, speaking with the disoriented driver. Another has the back door open while trying to get their attention as well. Then they see our City News camera and scatter. The free-for-all involving so-called tow truck chasers can be lucrative when there's money up for grabs with the job. A product of the lack of industry regulations in the province, something that's starting to change.
It takes time and the right people in the right place. And then there's external factors such as all the violence and things that has been escalating over the last few years. When everything comes together, you hit that tipping point.
Multiple incidents involving towing company employees being shot, trucks being set on fire, and police investigations involving links to organized crime have now become common in the GTA, including the takedown of the Chester Lee gang last June.
Numerous members of this gang committed brazen armed robberies while having a callous disregard for public safety. In 2 robberies in particular, tow trucks smashed their way through the front of jewelry stores and firearms were discharged.
Toronto is one of just 17 municipalities in Ontario with towing bylaws in place. It helps when clearing city streets, but poses a serious problem on highways and other places where the rules are different.
As part of public safety, our licensees, tow truck drivers, tow truck owners are required to submit a criminal background and judicial matters check.
There's no telling which drivers or trucks are the good guys or the bad guys in what has become the Wild West on our roads. The MPP for Thornhill, Guillermarto, has told me that a meeting of stakeholders actually took place back in November. Police, tow truck industry members, and CAA were all at the table, and now there are discussions taking place with a number of ministries to try and get these new regulations put into place, possibly something to be introduced before the summer break. Coming up, we meet a driver who went from being stuck on the side of the road to fighting for months to get his car back after being towed, and what you can do to avoid the same situation.
We have more on this story on our website. To get there, open the camera on your phone and point it at the code you see on the bottom right of the screen. Click on that link that pops up and it'll take you right to our article on this story. And there you can read more about the CAA Towers Bill of Rights.
The moment your car breaks down on the side of the road, you can't help but feel vulnerable or fearful. And that's when there's a chance of the predators pouncing. There are some in the tow truck industry that will make their way to you and your vehicle as quickly as possible and convince you that you need to get your car off the road. And that's when they hook your vehicle up and hook you in the process. What started as a scary situation with his car at the side of the road in November has now become more frightening. Jason has asked that his identity be protected for his own safety after his run-in and dealings with a tow truck operator and collision center.
In the beginning, the guy was all charming and everything, but then sort of towards the end, he was trying to like hustle, I think that's the best way to describe this.
Months of fighting along with his insurance company to get his vehicle back prove the need to know before finding yourself in the same situation.
Unless you find yourself in that vulnerable situation, stuck at the side of the road, or you know of somebody who has gone through that particular circumstance, towing just isn't top of mind for most people.
CAA has put together its Towing Bill of Rights back in 2018 to remind drivers you have the right to decide who can tow your vehicle, a permission to tow form must be signed, an itemized invoice must be provided, and the final bill can't be more than 10% above the quote. Credit cards can be used for payment, access to your vehicle must be provided, the tow operator must tell you where your vehicle is towed, and must disclose if they're getting any sort of incentive.
We wanted to make sure that motorists, especially, were educated, that they knew what their rights are if they found themselves stuck at the side of the road.
Lessons Jason wishes he had learned before his run-in with the wrong people.
A crazy amount of money to get my car out of there. from there, it was like extortion.
It is important to note that not all tow truck drivers are bad. There are reputable companies and individuals out there. However, it's important to keep in mind, should you end up in a struggle to go through your insurance company, you can file a complaint with Consumer Protection Ontario, and there's even the option of taking those people to court. Just prepare for a much longer fight.